Hi, so it says my green light went on, so I'm assuming that the green light is on, because that's kind of sort of how it works now. And if that's not how this is working, then again I say hi, hello, Hyperfish, Patrick, welcome, how are y'all? I want to do some royals today. I'm really hoping I get the water, but I will leave it up to the dice because that's how I do it, and we'll just see. I wanted to get busy today. I wanted to start Virgo season off right, but I lost access to the program again, so I'm gonna have to email the school again and get access again so I can finish this work and get my degree and move on with my life, right? The number we have is 2, and we've already done number 2. Number 1! Y'all see that? We're doing water! Y'all probably can't see that. I'm so excited. I really wanted to do water. So I'm glad that that didn't come out as like a 3. Right, even 4 I could have done. But let's see. Um, how am I doing? Interesting, I guess, question mark. I've kind of sort of been feeling a resurgence of feelings, and I am not killing them or getting impatient and doing whatever. I'm just going with it. Hey, Mimi. Hello, how are you doing today? And I got a whole bunch of sugar I don't need. Oof. Well, not too much. I decided to share. So we're going to go through. I forgot how I did this last time. I know I need to pull out all of the quartz for water. How you doing? There's Earth. So the Page of Cups is literally going to be the last page we see. Okay. Work. I think I'm remembering how I did this. And I think I'm going to I Ching every time too. Oh wait, I need her. I can't remember if I I Chinged last time. I'm pretty good today. Not bad. I am good. It's just, in my feelings a little bit. In my feelings a little bit. I don't know how people do this stuff, man. Like, I got water in my chart, but I'm not good at, like, holding water. Right? That's why I'm like, hey, blah, 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 whatever. I'm trying to get over this. But I'm getting past that, so I'm managing today. Yep. I only got a little bit. Well, I got a lot, but then I was like, so I put the rest of it outside. I ate a few cookies and now I'm like, I'm good. I don't need any more sugar, really. Oh, snap, in reverse. There we go. With the keeper. What am I looking for? But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm alright. I'm better than alright. I'm just, like I said, in my feelings a little bit. And also, I wanted to do water. Where the night at? I wanted to do water to see if there were some healing messages that would come out because that's what the Archangel does. So let me try to do a little refresher. You vented and cried. Ooh, I don't know if something is going on with the emotions right now. Because it's like Leo season into Virgo season. Like, I feel like I wasn't even this emotional Cancer season. I don't know what's happening. What's happening with my emotions? I almost cried watching Palm Springs the other day. I've just been like crying lately and emotional. I've been emotional lately. And I don't understand why. Sometimes I feel like my eyes will get super puffy and I'll feel like I've been crying even if I haven't been crying. And I'm like, what the freak is this? I don't know. I not tolerate it, but I do my best. I take it as a lesson now, and I'm like, okay, I'll get comfortable holding it, right? It's like sometimes I miss some folks so bad I like almost want to cry, but we'll see where it goes. 10 of Cups at the cut with the High Priestess. Oh my gosh, we'll see. Y'all were going through it. I had a dream last night. I couldn't even sleep last night. I could not sleep. I kept waking up like every 20 minutes or every hour. And like even when I went to sleep, I had a dream where I was in a classroom and I was falling asleep in my dream, but then I kept waking up like in real life. And in my dream, there it was so interesting because it was almost like one of those. There are these classes that you take that are kind of sort of like soft skills classes, soft skills. And so like you'll have somebody come in and like teach you how to write a resume and teach you like what working for a consulting company is like. And like one time we had somebody that came in and taught us like table etiquette and like stuff like that. And like how to like properly use a fork and knife to like cut a steak and eat it or something like that, right? And it was like it was a soft skills class, but we had like someone who came in and talked about astrology, and then we had someone who came in and talked about tarot and stuff like that. But it was like they were having technical difficulties? Question mark. And again, I kept falling asleep in class in this dream. So I don't know. It was so interesting. You barely slept too? Yeah, somebody on I saw something on Twitter yesterday and they was like, okay, why didn't anybody sleep last night? And I was like, I slept fine. That was like a few days ago. Now, tonight or last night, I did not sleep okay. And then I decided, you know what? I'm done. Ooh, Page of Swords. Let's see. This one right here. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, there's the tower though. I was like, you know what? I'm done running in dreams. If I gotta fight to get some sleep, then that's what I'll do. So catch me back in the astrals doing whatever. The Page of Swords, the page from the Unseen Lands, is bringing that Wheel of Life. So that Wheel of Fortune is going to be turning in ways that we don't even know. It already been started turning. That wheel been turns. Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Cups is coming up with the Page of Pinnacles. So the page from the material realm is telling us that our stuff has been held up with the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords. And maybe we've been going through a little bit of a rougher time as it's been held up. Maybe dipping a little bit into some lack mindset. But with the Eight of Cups, it's like the Eight of Cups is saying have faith regardless. Buddha lost. Well, Buddha ain't even lose everything though. He gave it all up. Oh, that's interesting. Cause, well, when was that about the time of the full moon? Cause I remember it was like in the space between Uranus retrograding and the full moon. Like I felt some things starting to like shift a little bit. Like I was cool for a minute. I know like it was some pre Lionsgate stuff that was starting to kick up that I was reacting to physically, and then it cooled down. But the day before Uranus went retrograde, it's when I did a release. Then I decided to pick it back up. And then the day after Uranus went retrograde, but before the full moon, so like that few days, that's when it started acting back up for me. But yeah, so it's like, physically things may be a little tied up right now, but keep the faith. And on the unformed lands, stuff are starting to change. So yeah, I don't know. I just go with it now. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hold it. I can be that strong. I can be that strong. If what is going down that I think is going down, I can be strong enough to hold some feelings. Oh, not a cups, not a cups. I'll take it, which granted. Thank you. My nine of chalices. Come on and show me what it is. Okay, so We're going to start with the page and we're going to work our way up to the king. I am going to each hang around everyone. The page will bring a message. If you can see her, she'll bring a message. The knight is sort of a call to action, or yeah, we'll just say the knight is like a call to action, or it's a way to move forward. The queen is how we're being guarded or protected, or what we need to sort of be aware of. And then the king takes a different approach in every suit. And since this is the archangel of healing, it'll be related to an area of healing. And that's how we're going to do this. And I'll start by going one by one. So first we'll get her in there a little bit, then we'll flip her over, then we'll shuffle. And I'll pull the card before and after. I'll lay it out, and we'll see what's up. The page, the shining, the holy, the shining, the stronghold of the grail. There we go. She's the messenger from like a spiritual world, right? From the world of flowing water. So that it could be like interpersonal connections. What's that? Interpersonal connections, or connections to like, diviner spirits or ancestors. We'll give it 3. Ooh, that almost came out. Starting from the bottom, or do I flip it from the top? I think I flip it from the top. Oh snap! Well, look at that. She was at the top of the deck. I would have went through every single card. She was sitting literally right at the top of the deck. Oh, her message is the Knight of Swords. Yeah, and that's it. We're not gonna. She only came out with one, so now the Knight of Cups is like our call to action. So the messenger from the spiritual realm, she ready, right? I'm glad I listened to that though, because I was like, I'm gonna check from the bottom of the deck, and I was like, no, wait. Let's pull from the top, and then boom, she was right there. I literally went through that whole thing. So maybe also another part is trust your intuition a little bit, right? If you got a feeling, if you get a little nudge to do something a little bit different, then don't be afraid to do that something a little bit different, because maybe you'll save yourself a lot of time and a lot of anxiety, right? Because the closer to the bottom of the deck, I would have been like, oh my gosh, did I miss her? Did I accidentally pass her up? Like, what's happening? It's like, it's right there. Also, with the Knight of Swords, it's like it's time for us to act on that stuff too, because just holding it, that ain't it no more. I mean, it kind of never was it, but especially now, it's not it. Last but not least, starting with the Angel, Temperance, the Emperor, and the 8 of Cups. The Angel, the Emperor, and the 8 of Cups. Temperance is about balance. The Emperor can be masculine energy, and the 8 of Cups defector is about walking away. But there may be ties in this. Also, I think I literally just noticed the other day that little constellation there, that's the Big Dipper. So we're following the Big Dipper, trusting in the stars, trusting in our guidance to navigate us in this realm that we haven't been before. Also, in some part, there is a trust. It's like if you can't trust who you're connected to, or if you can't trust who you feel connected to, then maybe there's something there. Confirm or deny. 8 of Swords. 8 of Cups into the 8 of Swords. Confirm or deny. Ooh, the devil. It's like, what's that? Like, if there's no trust, then we don't have anything. Even if I don't deserve the trust. Even if somebody doesn't deserve the trust. If someone has healed and worked and gone through, Spirit could like drop that trust in you. or like you just know. But without trust, it sort of keeps you in this space of mental overload. And that's the snare and that's the trap. Because it pulls your focus maybe from things that you need to do. Or if you're so too, or if we're so too entangled in this energy that we're not doing the things that we need to do, then this is like a healthy distance. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. I was like, excuse me? And look, there's that Page of Pinnacles, and she bringing the Queen of Pennies. It's protected. Ooh, with the Archangel of Mysteries. Oh, look at this. So the Queen of Pennies is protecting the Two of Cups. The Archangel of Mysteries is bringing this Ace of Pennies. So that's like Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles type energy. The abundance and the connection. And look, then there's the Queen of... All of these defenders standing victorious over that evil, hierophant energy, causing towers wherever we go, cleaning up our memories. And look, there's another king. What's up with all this, court energy? I'm loving it, though. Okay, all the courts are gone. They all came out first. Oh, well, there's two cards. Oh, look! And look, there's our Knight of Cups. He came out right behind the Vagabond. How does this work? So the Five of Wands, wow, so the Knight of Cups is sitting in between two fives. The Five of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. The Champion and the Vagabond. So again, it's kind of sort of that feeling of without trust. And maybe it's not even trust in the person. Maybe it's just trust in spirit. Because again, when the stronghold of the veil came out, this is super bright. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. When the stronghold of the veil came out, it came out kind of sort of telling us that, physically things don't look the best. But if we are worried and stressed and anxious over all of that, we could be missing out on... It's like we're introducing resistance in a situation where there doesn't need to be any, more or less. That helps a little bit. It's better. It's good enough. Okay. Come on, Queen. Ivory Shield. So what are we being protected against? What are we being guarded against? How does this work? What that mean? What's going on? How is you working? Let's see. The physical situation was part of the cry yesterday. Yeah, I went to the store today and I've been feeling good. But I went to the store today and I was like, do I got enough for all of this? Maybe it's time to be holding back a little bit. My financial situation ain't changed yet necessarily. But then as soon as I was thinking that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have enough. Let me not give in to that lack mentality right now. I know all of this abundance is coming. Oh, Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Cups at the cut. I know all of this abundance is coming. And it's can I be wise? Can I be a little bit more cognizant and conscious? Yes. Do I need to freak out though? No. Even though I kind of sort of was feeling it. And people were loading up the cart. Everybody hey, can you get this? Can you get that? My grandma was like, I ain't gonna be able to pay you back. I was like, it's fine, Grandma, I got it. And then I get to the checkout and I'm like, do I really? I did and I do. Yeah. And so it's whenever that stuff comes up, it's countering it with the appropriate measures. And tapping into the lessons that we got. Ooh, my grandma was asking for stuff. My mama sent me for stuff. My brother was just loading up the cart. I'm like, oh my gosh. But it was fine. Okay. So this time, we're starting out with the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles with the Page of Wands. Y'all know every time I see the Page of Wands, the tale resumes. The tale resumes. The Lovers, the Ten of Pentacles, and that Page of Wands. I mean, we see the Tree of Life here twice in the Lover's card and in the Ten of Pentacles. But in the Lover's card, the 10th Pentacle is over in that tree. I can't remember if that's the... I think that's the Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil, because then there's the Tree of Life, right? And we see the tree twice. But it's complete in the second one. It's complete in the second one. And then the Page of Wands is here. And then immediately after the Page of Wands is the King of Wands. So this could be a sign that some maturation has happened. Like some maturing has gone down, has taken place. Or it could also just be not a warning, but it's advice to continue to make choices or begin making choices that are really self-honoring and that put things into perspective, right? It's like just because, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. But it's like just because you're in a rough situation doesn't mean that we start to, like, you know, hold people at gunpoint to do whatever. Now, that may be a little bit extreme. It could be more subtle, self-honoring choices. Like, if you know you ain't eating sugar right now, then don't even buy the cookies. Now, the cookies are already bought. So, I did, though, have some meatless spaghetti yesterday. Because my mom, my nose has been, like, on point lately. Especially when I'm in my room. It's like when I'm in my room, maybe because of the space that I've cultivated in here and the connection that results, I guess. I don't know. I can smell things, and it's like when I leave my room, I don't even smell it as strongly as I do when I'm in here, and I can be like standing right by it. But I was like, "Is that hamburger?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, you're putting hamburger in the spaghetti?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, I'll take mine meatless." And I was joking, I was playing, but she really made me some meatless spaghetti. And I have some pepper jack cheese back here, so I just cut it up. I really, really want some paneer. It's kind of like tofu, but it's better in my opinion. But anyway, this is a space of making self-honoring choices and making choices that prove to us how much we've matured and that prove to us that we're ready for this. Also, since this is a fire energy, it could be about keeping our spirits as high as we can. And whenever we're encountered, there it is, whenever we're encountered with that doubt, then to dip into the toolbox. Y'all have been eating more fruits and veggies, lots of water. I have been. My appetite is back. After, like, between, I think it was around the Uranus retrograde, I had a whole bunch of meat, and my body did not like it. And ever since then, I've been eating a little bit lighter. Because it's like I eat one time, and then I'll be good for, like, most of the day. But I do got some apples back here. I just bought some more carrots today. I need to eat them. I keep buying carrots and they just keep going to waste, and I feel so bad. But I'm gonna eat these. I'm gonna eat these. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Ooh, the 7 of Wands with the 7 of Pentacles. Let's see. Let's see. 8 of Wands into the Fool, and there's our girl. So we have our second night coming out. The second night. And it's the Dark Night. Now this is interesting, because I was going to set this up here anyway. So the Knight of Pentacles is ahead of the Knight of Swords right now. And the Knight of Pentacles is looking back at the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is looking to the Knight of Pentacles, but the Knight of Swords is wearing a mask. The Knight of Swords is the only knight who wears a mask. And then the Fool card came out. No, I didn't do that right, because the Fool card came out after the 8 of Wands. I was like, excuse me? The 9 of Cups. Okay, alright. So steadily making progress towards this. And what's being protected is our wishes. We just got to make sure we continue to act as one worthy of claiming it. And it's been a long time coming, but I was using when I put away the energy oracle cards, I saw the journey card. And in the journey card there's a light horse and a dark horse, and the light horse is leading the dark horse. But here we have the dark horse in front of the light horse, and the light horse and the dark horse symbolize chariot energy, because there's typically a light something and a dark something, and it's the job of the chariot to put them sort of, we'll see, what is it? To get them under control. Yeah, they are, and I'm not a fan, but I listen because I ain't got no choice. The Eight of Wands with the Ace of Wands. Things are about to get hot and fiery before you know it. Keep them desires pure. It's not going to take this Ace of Swords that long to catch up to this, but the mask might be a problem. And this Knight of Pentacles is like, if you ain't taking that mask off, I don't know if that queen gonna let you come through. It's like this Knight of Pentacles is already sitting here. Maybe this queen is waiting for these two to come together, because I believe... No, it's in the other one. And the Knight of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, there are the light and the dark orbs. But there is a triquetra. Namit, Siambula, Uero, Umbra, Mortis, known Time Bomala? I don't know. I tried to read it. I don't know what it say around her shield. But that Knight of Swords is so quick. It's like he'll be here before you know it. So, Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck as we start with the King of Cups. Big Mama herself. Archangel of Healing. Color Raphael. Or something. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to put her in. Get her in there nice and good. What are we healing? Oh, look. That. Ooh. Ooh. The tail resumes. And that Queen of Pennies. Aligning with the self right now will be what really sort of cements everything. And it may be the job of the material, the devil energy's last stand, to get us to come out of who we are, and to get us to come out of who we're discovering that we are, and to worry about the things of the physical. But if we've been this solid this long, we might as well keep it going. Take a picture of it and maximize it. Oh. No. It was for the words around the shield. I mean, in the entry it probably says. I might read the entries. That's a bit much. Ow, ow, ooh. Whew. Ow, 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 hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh, hold up. Let me get a little bit of water. I should have changed shorts because these denim shorts are heavy. Let me get the water real quick. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't even remember what I was about to say, but that was painful. That was painful. Oh, goodness. I should have counted them. I was too distracted to count. I just felt like I got stabbed in the heart. or like in the side. Sometimes I don't know. It may be a sign of health or something, So I ain't gonna necessarily read into everything, but that ain't happened in a minute. And hold up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. I ain't gonna fight with this thing. There we go. I'm gonna just leave it like this. I'm gonna try to work all these in frame. We'll pull this down a little bit. Yeah. Sometimes my body. I mean, it hasn't done that in a long time, and it might be like if maybe like I'm not hydrated enough. But it felt like somebody was like stabbing me in the heart or something. It was like on the left side. Well, no, because the heart is higher. So it was like around the area of my left rib cage is where, now it's moving. It's getting closer to the center, to the solar plexus area, I guess. But if that's the left side, that's the feminine side of the solar plexus. And I guess I have been really hot lately too. And so it could be the feminine channel, especially around my heart and solar plexus, is like overactive right now. And so I'm a little warm. But I can feel the coolness around me. And so I guess it's like the masculine on the outside. Um, and I just be sweating for like no reason. I'm like, why am I so hot? And I'm like, I've gotten used to it, so I don't feel hot all the time. But if I like touch my skin, I'm a little warm. And it's not extreme, but oh goodness, it hurt. I was about to flip that card, and then it was like, so I guess I'm interested to see what it is. Ooh, that better not be no Three of Swords. It is what it is, y'all. First card out is the Page of Pentacles again. And she's coming out with the Six of Swords. So the Page of Pentacles with the Six of Swords. You're always cold. Oof. I'm usually warm. It's been fairly temperate lately, but I've been getting... Oh, goodness. Here we go again. Excuse me. So, again, it's like things in the physical are about to sort of calm down. Or we're about to sort of come to this transition point. Now, some people would say that it's going to get worse before it gets any better. What's the third card? The Three of Cups. Okay, yeah. So, the Page of Pentacles, this is something 3D. And so with the Six of Swords and the Three of Cups, I feel like there may be a little bit of preparation, maybe, question mark, that's happening. Maybe a little bit of travel in order to like have a face-to-face meeting or some kind of physical. It's kind of sort of, I mean, Six of Swords into the Three of Cups, y'all, like, that's almost textbook reconciliation all day. With the Page of Pentacles, it's going to be something physical, face-to-face, and or tangible. But there is a certain element of difficulty and pain, mental, emotional, almost psychosomatic. And I know, like, if some people have anxiety and their anxiety gets really bad, or even depression or anything, it gets to the point where it can, like, physically affect the body. And it's almost like ain't no rest, ain't no peace. And it's like I feel like if someone is trying to are in a space of wanting to move in a direction, and this doesn't necessarily have to be one person to another. Page of Pentacles, this could also be about like looking for work or a financial situation or something like that. It could be money, it could be finances. It's Pentacles, it could also be family. Um, and it's like there's a someone wants to kind of sort of come back together for this kindred, but there's this some navigation that needs to happen. Maybe mentally. Um, maybe it's like someone like went to rehab, right? And they get clean, and so they want to come back into people's lives and they want to go back and start apologizing to people for whatever they did when they were strung out or on whatever. But it's like now that they're clean, their behavior hits them in a different way than when they were trying to get a fix or scratch an itch. But it's like this needs to happen. And so it's like first, what no rest mentally. Then the emotions go haywire. And now the physical body is starting to respond to all of this mental and emotional stress. And it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to do something because I ain't trying to put up with this. Or somebody just gonna try to dull and numb and then end up back on the substance. Maybe. I don't know. Right? It could be anything. Well, then there's the hangman right there. So maybe somebody just gonna suffer. There's like, you know what? I've suffered worse. Oh, but the Four of Wands. Why is the hangman holding this Four of Wands up? Queen of Wands. Judgment. Nine of Swords. The Chariot. The Lovers. The Eight of Pentacles. The New World Order. The Two of Cups. The Archangel of Mysteries. The Rogue. There's that heartbreak. But the Champion and the Tower coming out afterwards. And then the Ten of Cups. The Champion, the Tower, the Ten of Cups. Like, I'm getting them cups. They're mine. High Priestess into this Queen of Pentacles and the Strength card. Into the Moon. Into the Fool. Into the Queen of Swords. Into the Three of Wands. Into the Ten of Swords. Into the Four of Cups. Into the Justice card, the Chancellor, into the Emperor, Justice with the Emperor, because there ain't no rest for the weary. And then we get the Magician. Somebody could be coming, knocking on your door. It's been a while. Ain't that what Brittany said? That actually popped up on my recommended yesterday or the day before, and I don't think I've seen that in my recommended before. Break the ice. Let me break the ice. Baby, I can make you feel. Okay, so we got the Conservator. So yeah, this is like some heart chakra healing with that Four of Pentacles energy. And then the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. That's that whole new world right there. The Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Like I said, the tale resumes. The tale resumes. Also, it could be a time where anything that we want to do right now, there are some things that we want to do that, if done right, can lead to really, really lucrative opportunities. Right? You got what I need. Or what is it? But you say he's just a friend? I don't know that song. Or she's just a friend. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that song. I don't know a lot of music, y'all, okay? But it could be like, if we're practical, logical, if we have the sort of the business sense, if we allow our passions to flow free and if we allow ourselves to pursue them a little bit more wholeheartedly, then maybe they have the potential to really, either they have the potential to elevate us into a new space, or um, after we come into a new space, we'll find the resources to really make them shine. I do want to see what's under this Ace of Pennies. Oh, it's the Eight of Cups with the Sun card right there. There's the Sun, Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Pennies. So that's what we're going towards. It's like leave the old world in the old world. On the lucrative, right? But it's like if we carry the same restrictions, if we carry the same stories, like, oh, this didn't work in the past, so it won't work now, blah, blah, blah. then we'll kind of sort of hit the same thing. Or if we play it the same way we played it last time, then we might hit the same sort of roadblock. Now, let's do this just to keep things a little bit more consistent. Hey, look! The Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pinnacles just got that much closer. These two right here is like the smoke before the fire type energy. And I don't know if that's because you see the smoke before you can see the fire, or if because the smoke precedes the fire. Or both. Or neither. Or either. So the Page of Cups is telling us to reorganize our minds and to get them to work for us instead of working against us. It's like the mind is a terrible thing to waste type energy. Because it's like our hearts are more powerful than the mind, but the mind has the power to completely derail it, right? At least if your heart isn't in it, then you're like working at, let's say, like 25, 10% capacity. But if your heart is on, but your mind is behind the reins, then it's like you could be going in a good direction, but then something small happens and like you veer all the way off course. And it's like 3 steps back, even though you took like a step and a half forward. The Knight of Cups is coming out between the Five of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, the Contender and the Vagabond. And I think it's telling us that it's like Spirit will not put you through a situation for no reason. And so it's really needing to see the lesson. And it's like the way these are, it's like the knight isn't even looking at the Five of Pentacles. Like the knight doesn't even, it's not that the knight doesn't care, but again, is this like super zoomed in or something? Oh yeah, because it's like literally right. Okay, yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad. Right? It's like the knight isn't even looking at that Five of Pentacles. The knight is looking at that Five of Wands. Like, I don't care if you skinny and you crying. I don't care if it's cold outside. Like, did you do what you're supposed to do yet? Have you learned what you're supposed to learn yet? Because you ain't coming in until you do whatever. You ain't getting up from the table until you eat all your vegetables. You're not getting any dessert until your plate is clean. And if you go in somebody else's house, that's going to be 3 more nights that you outside in the cold on your own. Because it's like all of those other wands cross this one. And so it's not that anybody else would be a blockage, but it's like there are certain things that we really, really need to get right now that other people, it's like they can maybe help us see the lesson or illuminate it for us a little bit, but we have to really take it on for ourselves. Yeah. And I feel like, it's not a terrible time because, times are extremely heavy right now all over. And so it's not that there isn't any grace or that there isn't any lenience or that there isn't any understanding. But at the same time, it's like these are the times that try men's souls, right? This is where we really stick to everything that we've been learning. This is when it all sort of comes into play. This is that battlefield. And that's sort of the call to action. It's like, because when you, it's magic. Oh. Because look, outside in the cold, but then there's the fire. And it's like you can keep yourself warm. How do I do this? There we go. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. It's like you can keep yourself warm, but if you're too busy trying to like keep other people warm or to get warm from other people or to like seek confirmation, then it's like they're gonna pull from your fire. You have everything like so you're not you can be outside, but you don't have to be out in the cold. Right? You ain't gotta be out in the cold. You outside, yeah, sure. Everybody outside right now, more or less. But if you stick to the vision, there's something magical, not magical, but there's something great in it for you. I'm gonna read this I Ching. Now they got those Osimbic commercials. Osimbic. I don't even remember what Osimbic does, but I'm like, how much did the person get paid to write the jingle for Osimbic? Like, I could have did that. Sorry. Fire and oh, I keep doing that. I keep mixing them up. No, this comes here. And the intersection of these two nights is this Five of Pentacles. So it's a test of will and a test of spirit. Test of the mind, a test of the heart. And I don't want to say that like nobody cares, but it's like, help me, I'm outside in the cold. And it's like, okay, everybody's in the cold. Like, what do you want us to do for you? Hello. Warm yourself. Like I was talking about. Be prepared. Well, they wear layers. So this is going to be heaven over fire. And we almost had that earlier today, but it was lake over fire. Heaven over fire is number 13, fellowship, and we did see that 3 of cups, didn't we? 13 is the number of death, transformation. Fellowship and community, this is Tongren. Synthesis, heaven and fire together. They share collective interests and set aside private interests. Together, a collective of individuals can pursue the goals of humanity, not the goals of one human. With such unity, all difficulties and dangers can be overcome. Create a fellowship. There must be order and structure. Prosperity will be had when you gather the people and unite them. Undertake daunting enterprises as a fellowship. I mean, hey, this is saying what everybody already know. Our best way through this situation is together. And so maybe it's less about it's less about it's about finding like-minded folks with this, right? It's like people that won't necessarily take from your light, but a fellowship where everyone brings a piece of their own. And so it's brighter together. It's like that power in numbers type of thing. It's that, we got 50 people together and we meditated in this one city and then the crime rate dropped significantly within days type of energy. The only way through is together. And maybe that's why this energy was like, you out in the cold? Okay, so what? Like everybody is. And it's also, I guess, this energy of like huddling together for warmth. You need an effortless job like that. Phone, wait, what? Swapping out words. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm behind. A lot for nothing, exactly. I was like, oh, Simbic. Like, at least with O'Reilly's, they don't make it sound exactly the same. They go, O'Reilly's. Auto parts. At least with who is it? Who is it? They ripped off the Ghostbusters, but they changed the words. When you need a car, truck, or van, who are you gonna call? O'Brien? O'Brien's maybe, right? Like, how can I get a job like that? Shoot. Okay. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. All right. But yeah, it's like the only way forward is together. And I watched like 2 seconds. Okay, more literally like 5-ish minutes of the Plandemic movie because somebody I follow just posted it, and I watched like you know what I ain't even gonna go into this full deep, but they were doing like this scenario whatever, and I'm listening to them, and they were like, humanity is getting to this one point, blah 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 blah, pandemic, blah 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 blah, and the only way forward is to come together. And I'm like listening to it, and I'm like, humanity coming together to move forward doesn't sound that bad to me? Question mark. Now, whether that was instigated by some situation or not, like, it doesn't seem like a bad end goal. The bad part would be that like that world government that doesn't benefit people. But again, it's like I don't know, it feels like representatives of an energy will carry through that energy. And so if everyone is voting in a self-serving manner to elect someone who serves their specific interest while obviously and clearly not really benefiting other people, like, okay, then why are you surprised that when things go down or when things happen, that person acts in their own self-interest? Like, that's who you elected and that's what you wanted. You thought that your interests aligned. You thought that that person's interest was like your interest. And some of y'all might have found out that that was not the case. But it's like, if we were all like considerate and compassionate for each other, then maybe our governments, maybe our leaders would reflect that same energy. And that's what's important about this coming together. Because right now it's like there's a lot of folks who aren't necessarily standing together, but the common theme throughout humanity is like self-serving. I don't care what anyone else is going through as long as I'm good. Or it's like this me first type of mentality. And it's like, well, when everyone's working for themselves, then like what are we supposed to do with that? What are we supposed to give you? But I mean, it's like, we do got the Ace of Pentacles here and the Eight of Cups behind it. So maybe that Eight of Cups is walking away from, and I guess like that's the sun, right? Because like the sun shines on everything. The sun doesn't like it ain't gonna shine on you and like say F your neighbors unless somebody plants some shady trees or something like that. But it's that like one for all type of energy instead of the all for one. And it's about really coming into that in this new world. And that's the message. Like that's how we move forward. Maybe that's what this is going to be. This is how we move forward, and this is what we need to look out for. So if this is what we need to look out for, again, with the Knight of Pentacles into the Knight of Cups, that's sort of that self-serving energy. Nine of Cups is all me. It ain't 10 cups. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. It's like everybody's like, we should get rid of the government. We should do this and we should do that. And I'm like, I'm not a fan of, government that don't care about me, but I'm also not a fan of like lawlessness and like the purge. So I feel like sometimes when I talk about stuff like that though, it comes off a little like let's just continue to be under the thumb of whoever, but it's not the case. It's like let's, you know, think both sides. But also I think there is a shift in people, evidenced by some of the government folks like my girl AOC, Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. She is amazing, and I feel like she really. It's like she puts her money where her mouth is, or her mouth where her money is. she seemingly does the things that she talks about, right? And whenever we see her, or a lot of times we see her, she's talking about the things that she talks about, right? It's not like running a campaign about the people and then as soon as the money starts to roll in, it's like F the people, it's all about big business. Um, and I feel like we have that sort of opportunity available to us right now, if that's who we want. And there's like one of two ways things could go right now. We go for a lesser evil. I mean, I don't, well, yeah, it is a lesser evil. Or we decide to really like do it the right way, quote unquote. Who knows what the right way is? I don't know. But that's this. So this is a call to come together. That's how we move forward. Now what we're being sort of guarded and protected against, maybe it's like we're being guarded and protected against the like corporate interests by the interest of a few. Yeah, but a lot of those, like, I feel like a lot of the people already in it are too used to the money. And if they were like fairly new people, I could see that happening. But it's like once you live a certain lifestyle, it becomes a little bit harder to be like, you know what, I'm not gonna accept the money from these large companies, and I'm not gonna do this, and I'm not gonna do that. Not to say that it's not gonna happen, but I feel like we've already seen some folks who have kind of sort of cracked under pressure. Like the dude who was it was one of the dudes responsible for like insurance or something like that. And he was like, we straight up lied to the American people about how healthcare in Canada doesn't work for America and we did it for the money. But now that our country is falling apart because our healthcare system is garbage, I feel bad because like there's kind of sort of blood on my hands because now people can't afford the care that obviously would have worked for them. Um, it's kind of sort of hitting folks maybe in a way that they didn't necessarily expect. And there's also just like a whole bunch of things being corrected at the same time. Right? It's like all of a sudden this person is getting arrested and that person is getting arrested and this is coming out and that is coming out. Um and honestly, like it's it's all more or less a reflection of the collective. And if enough people really decide that, things need to change, then they will be changed. Um And that could also be this energy right here. Right? Since this is a masked energy, it's not an individual. It could be a representative of many. And so it's like this is the collective, the shift and change in the collective mind versus the interests of the few, the ones closest to this energy. But this, it's like this angel of this ivory shield is coming down to be like, oop, nope, not no more. The people have decided that they want you out. So and then here comes this knight is bringing like the sword of Michael to really cut that out. And that knight is like, he too slow. That knight ain't going nowhere. That knight is not going to be able to outpace this knight of swords. We just got to give the knight of swords like, clear direction and a sword that ain't dull or rusty, because the armor of the knight of Pinnacles is really really tough. And I don't condone horse on horse violence, but you know, that's that. So, what's next? So many knights on the table. We got two knights on the table, two fives on the table, a 9 and a 10. Look, 4, 5. That's a 9. That's a 9. I'm dumb. 4 and 5 is a 9. So we got 9 pennies on the table, 10 pennies on the table, 9 cups on the table, 5 wands on the table, another penny on the table, so 20 pennies on the table. Okay, anyway. Let's do this I Ching. So the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, Knight of Pennies, Nine of Chalices. This is water over earth. Water over earth is number 20. Critique. Ooh, oh snap. Critique sound like somebody gonna be getting some justice. Somebody gonna be getting some justice. This is critique, reassessment, and audit yourself. It's Guan. There is a need for contemplation, seeing but not understanding. Like a child, you see the circumstances going on around you, but you fail to grasp the ramifications. Kings past call upon the four guardians of the universe to aid them toward the correct guidance of their people. You must do the same. It is a time for quiet introspection and self-reflection. Before you proceed, reevaluate the inquiry at hand and restate for yourself what your motivations are. If your true motivations do not align with the divine, adjust your motivations. If your motivations don't align with the divine, then adjust your motivations. I love that. Only after sincere contemplation should you return for a second divination. That to me is saying, like, oof, we might be taken to the brink. Oh, I don't like that energy for humanity. I need to change the way I speak about humanity because I don't want to continue to manifest a peoples that will have us at the door of disaster and crossing that threshold. So I will say that this is an opportunity for humanity to rise above its primal survival of the fittest animalistic instinct, and to really come into the space of collective, right? There are some animals that take better care of each other than we do. And so it ain't necessarily animalistic per se, but it's like it's time to root out that parasitic seed that's taken root in the heart and minds of so many. Because like this down here is telling us to work together to move forward, but this right here is saying that this ain't something that we can fake, this ain't something that we can pretend, this is not a fake it till you make it type of energy. It's like the only way forward is together. And if you're not together, if you're only playing together so you can turn on somebody as soon as y'all get whatever and then take from them, it ain't gonna work, right? Because some people high key will be like, I'm gonna team up with this person to get that thing, and as soon as we get it, I'm gonna take them out, and then I'll have it all for myself. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And so we may like really be knocking on the door to destruction. This is also like a year and 9 months. So maybe between a year and 9 months. Pentacles can be years, cups can be months, swords can be weeks, and wands can be days. And it's already been like roughly almost 7 months. So, or almost six. Sorry. Ooh, that's 3 more months. Like, yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that, folks. But also at the same time, this energy, it's taken me back to the entry for the Hierophant, where the voice of a person in their individual truth has as much power as 1,000 voices. And so it doesn't even necessarily take the whole planet to get on the same page. It only takes enough of those in their power to get on this page, align with spirit, and to make this happen. It's the ones for the many. But there's also like a whole bunch of. I mean, again, it is what it is. So it's like there's a whole bunch of like spiritual people who aren't necessarily buying into fear, but they are living out these sort of like doomsday type of situations. And I guess it's like, it's not that you shouldn't be prepared, but it's to really know which basket you're putting your eggs in. And I think that's another reason why in the beginning it was like, don't rely on the physical. Don't look at where things are. Continue to think on where they could be. And it's like, think on the better outcome. Think of the better situation. Because on one hand, it's like change doesn't matter if people don't take it. It doesn't matter if we end up in the same place and in the same spot. But on the other hand, it's like, maybe some folks will come around, question mark. And I know for a minute I was like, I'ma just do whatever I'm doing and people gotta sort of fend for themselves. But at this point it's like, I don't wanna live in a world that's like bleak. So I don't know. Maybe Spirit can work it out on the back end. Or maybe it's just time for timelines to split and separate, because it's like, if folks want to be on that timeline, they can be on that timeline. I'm a manifest my timeline. Other people can manifest their timeline, and then everybody's happy, right? Ooh, yeah. I don't even use Facebook like that anymore. But on mine is fairly chill ish. It's like a lot of what I see. Yeah, I feel like I don't see too much arguing on mine, so it's pretty cool. I've never, like, I've gone to the store and I've never seen people fighting over stuff. I mean, in the beginning it was a little scarce here and there, but things are like fairly chill. People are respecting the distances and stuff like that. So those hostilities, hostiles, yeah, that's what I would do. I'd just be like, anybody got time for this? But yeah, so maybe that's what I'm gonna start doing in my dreams. I'm gonna start researching how to split a timeline, because I'm not living in this foolishness. I'm not doing it. Or maybe it won't split. Maybe we'll just, maybe it's the duty of the light workers to really carry the torch. And look, and here we go, carrying the torch right there. I don't know. I was on hiatus for a minute in the dreams. I couldn't get no sleep last night, so I was like, you know what? If I got to start fighting some stuff in my dreams to get some peace, then I'll do it. I've been away long enough that if I am doing anything, people have been doing stuff, and now I can just be like, you know what? It's time to just take care of it, because I don't have time for this. I can't be like Jesus and be like, I'm going down with the ship. Like, let me sacrifice myself for all of them. It's like, no, that ain't worked the first time. Jesus sacrificed himself for all of us, or for the folks who follow Christianity. And what are they doing with that sacrifice? Jesus ain't tell you to love your neighbor for you to turn around and start killing folks in his name. What? He's like, excuse me, did anyone read the book? Did anybody in class read the book, or are we all just like, pretending? Like, what's going on? Oh, snap. But yeah, it's like I watched a few minutes of that pandemic video and I'm like, humanity needs to come together. Yeah, it sounds about right. I mean, even if it wasn't planned, I feel like, we have outbreaks all the time. Like the bubonic plague broke out, Spanish flu broke out, and again, it's like we're more interconnected than we've ever been. You have something like that in London and China and California, Florida, some parts of Australia. Like there are like business hubs like Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Like there are these cities, these huge cities that so many people from all over the world fly into and out of. And if it takes some time for symptoms to develop, then hey, people are going to be carrying stuff. We should have had this plan a while ago. And for the folks that are trying to profit off of all of this misery and all of what's happening right now, it's just not like there's a difference between funding things and like profiting off of it. And that's just, I don't know. But that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be manifesting a whole separate timeline. And at first I was like, I don't want to be the only person living on Earth. But, shoot, at this point, it might be better than the alternative. Um, but yeah, maybe that's what I'm gonna start doing in my dreams. How do I split a timeline? Because for the folks who want this, they can have it. Honestly, I don't feel like it's my job to convince anybody at this point. We've all had ample opportunity. I'm just like, But maybe not. Maybe I won't find anything. Maybe I won't find anything. I ain't going down with this ship. I ain't the captain. Shoot. Like, what did I say? It was the dudes outside of the it was like Isaac and somebody else when they told the Israelites about the promised land, and the Israelites was like, no, we ain't gonna go there. And they decided to no, I'm heading for the promised land. I'll see y'all in 40 years, because it's not worth it. It ain't worth it. And it might be in vain, but you know what? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best. So what's healing is, I mean, this is what we have the opportunity to heal right now. And it's literally this energy, right? We're going from the Four of Pentacles, where we only care about ourselves, to the Ten of Pentacles, where we can look each other in the eye, young and old, male and female, where we dissolve the borders and we come together and we work together. And we manifest together a world where this ain't the case. Instead of being like, oh, I'm like super spiritual, I'm super powerful, I'm super law of attraction and manifestation, and what I'm going to do for y'all is manifest y'all's a doomsday with all of my power and all of my glory. Because I'm like, okay. Like, again, it ain't to disregard and ignore it, everything, but can we put a little bit of juice towards, a situation or a time where this don't have to be the case? I don't know. I'm just like over it. I don't know what that song was from Disney Channel, but somebody was over it, and I am too. This is the Double Mountain. I do not like that energy, because that's a big burden. Oh, okay, number 52, Double Mountain. This might not be that bad. Let's see, let's see. It's like, Lord, we didn't have to do a World War III. Let's not take this any further either. Angels, y'all gave them enough time to get things right. It may be time to just switch that. Go over to the side of the tracks. Pull that lever. Let's switch this train to that side of the tracks. It's going that way ain't the way I want to go. So split these timelines. Listen to the wind, quiet heart, and inaction. This is Gen. Quiet your heart and be calm. Remember that even stillness can be a form of movement. The sage contemplates the situation in stillness. It is natural for the heart to fluctuate and a mind to flutter, but exercise restraint and keep confined to a fixed position. That is how you will hear the answer to your inquiry. The wind will carry an important omen to you. Listen to the wind. Silence is the way to self mastery. Think before you speak, not the other way around. What's more, silence is the way to prevailing in your endeavor. Present inaction paves the way for future gains. So maybe that's going to the praying closet. I'm going to zip the lip and I'm going to just, you know what? I'm manifesting a world where we can bounce back from this. And I know the earth can do it. I know. It's like all the sun gotta do is like hit us with some of them rays, right? Because the sun can affect DNA. Like UV light can affect DNA. Let's just get some UV light up in there. Kill the little virus. You watched Queen Cup monthly readings. I think I only watched the Pisces one. I don't even think I watched the Taurus one. And I literally just thought about that like earlier today or yesterday. I was like, wait, I don't think I ever watched Queen Cup's Taurus reading. I know I ended up going back and watching a few of them for June maybe, because she didn't do July. Or she didn't do June, but she did July, and I think I watched a few July ones. But yeah, she kept saying that she couldn't see September. And she said that like she had to do more healing on her part and she had to align with what September was to be able to see it, because she was like, if you don't align with an energy, then you may not be able to read it. And so again, it's like these little hidden exit ways that we're so preoccupied with that we don't even see right now because we're not aligned to it. I feel like a lot of people are either like, people are like either pretending like the world isn't ending or manifesting in one way or another the ending of the world. And it's like, okay, well, where are the people putting coins into the basket of the world doesn't end, and there's still the changes that need to happen. Where's the faith in humanity? That's what I'm gonna have to start doing. It was so random. I had a dream one time. I was getting a plane ticket and I made it all the way to the reception desk and I coughed one time. And she looked at me. I was like, wow. I was like, it's only one cough. Let me leave, please. But that's an interesting dream. It's like, the world could do it. Gaia could do it if she wanted to. Yeah. And I know she's been saying that for a minute. She'll be like, I'm not an astrologer, so just go ahead and listen to all the signs, especially if the title or the timestamp resonates to you. And I mean, like, I pretty much got all the signs besides Virgo and me anyway, so. But also, you can tap it. Yeah, and they're connected, like she said. And she said that she felt that, and she'll also say, well, I don't know if she said it in every video, but in some of the Pisces ones, she'll be like Pisces, that February reading I did for y'all, like that was the energy of the collective. And then I think she said that the Leo or Aquarius one might be the energy of where the collective is now. I don't know. But yeah, I only listened to the Pisces one, and honestly, I don't even remember it. The only thing I remember is she was like, I can't see September because I'm doing my healing stuff. And I was like, ooh, okay. And so I was like, well, all right, well, let's see. Give me 3 cards for September. For the month of September. What else is September gonna look like? We'll take it. The Keeper. Okay, we ain't looking for no more cards. The Keeper came out. That's a secret. September is a secret. Live life long enough, find out. Bottom of the deck is the Empress, though. So I'll take that. I don't know what September is. The Libra one hit you in the first 6 minutes. Oof. Let's see. Let's get this final card. Actually, let's pull a Wisdom of Lord Ganesha card? Question mark? No. No, let's pull an Energy Oracle card. Oh, I can use these. I want to do this really quick. And we're going to see... Bottom of the deck now is going to be the Knight of Swords. The Shining Winds. The Shining Zephyr. The Shining Winds. I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot and the Journeyman edition of the Weaver Tarot. And the Weaver Tarot, this deck, told me that it wants to read limitations and entrapments. So we're going to see what is limiting and trapping us right now as it pertains to the Court of Water. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards, and then I'll shuffle up the Witch's Tarot and pull the card before and after to give us the medicine for that card. All right, y'all got it? Y'all know what I'm doing? Good. Okay. Let's do this. But yeah, and then I saw her Lionsgate, the 8/8 video, and she was like, remember last year when I was like, there are no unions? I don't know. I love Queen Cup. Opal Oracle, she's starting to put her videos out. I'm like, oh snap, we're coming upon the next month. She keep doing like Taurus last though. I'll get Pisces in there, or Pisces will be late. I'm like, no, why is this? It's getting close to the top of the month. My favorites are going to be uploading again. Oh, I'm so excited. I get so excited. Okay, one more. And we'll see what's really limiting us besides, you know, society, the media, how we were raised, how don't nobody care about nobody. It's a dog-eat-dog world type of mentality. Besides all of that, not seeing people as people. Ooh, the Strength card immediately came out. But again, since this deck is limitation, I always sort of look at the lower aspect of the energy. So with the Strength card, it's like, I feel like one of the things that hasn't really served us is when all of the hatred and stuff went underground. Because some people really thought that like racism was over just because of some laws were passed or whatever. And it's like, girl, if law was enough to fix anything, there would be no stealing, there would be no killing, there would be like none of that if the law was enough. Hello? But again, it's like, it was the hiding of all of that stuff. You were cracking up. Me too. She was like, I'm a good girl. Good girls for life. I said, amen. The 4 of Wands and the Star card and the Star card. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Coins, which could be self-interests. Ace of Coins. There, you can kind of see it. Let's move this over to the side. So we got the Strength card, the 4 of Wands, and the Star. The Star is corrupted desires. The 4 of Wands is an energy of not caring about the other side. All of this, it's an energy of entitlement. And it's an energy of taking. It's, I mean, to not necessarily be super political, it's that colonizing spirit. It's the spirit of the colonizer. Of the one who will go to a space that is not his, claim it, take it, strip it of everything, and then leave it barren. It's the virus gene in humanity, right? Gaia is like COVID. I'm worried about humans. Like I'm worried about y'all. Like I can survive a COVID. Humanity, I don't know. That's my primary concern right now. The arrogance. Oof. That's what this is. It's that sense of entitlement. It's that just taking. And everyone can be entitled. Um but it's really sort of like distorted. Because again, it's like it's that energy that will set the world on fire if it doesn't get its way. And why is it that when like we bleach something, it's like stripped of nutrients, right? Well, we know why it is. I mean, people say it's purification, but what is it really, right? Pure, yeah, it's purification, stripping the life out of it, leaving it bland and colorless and with no value to anybody. But it looks pretty. It fits the narrative of brighter is righter, when that's not the case. Like if brighter was righter, then Mother Nature, everything would be the same color, right? And all of her splendor and beauty, like I don't know. Okay. We're going to cut this in half, and then we're going to look for the medicine. So we're looking for the Strength, the Four of Wands, and the Star. 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords, and the Empress are at the bottom of the deck. 10, 7, Empress. Hey, the 17 Swords, and the Star is number 17. 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords, Empress. Well, this is the medicine, right? So let me take a medicine point of view. So the 10 of Swords and the 7 of Swords, it's about endings. And it's about the closings of chapters. It's about reparation in some point. It's about seeing the impact that we have beyond just our own sort of physical desires. And it's a realignment of desire. Because for some people, it's like they don't care what it costs other people as long as they get what they want. And it's like you'll never be able to convince them of the damage because, again, they don't care. But with the Empress, it's about bringing in that element of care, compassion, and nurturing. Oh my gosh, the Mother and the Crone came out together. The Empress, there we go, the Empress and the Moon. The only one we're missing is the Maiden. And they gonna clean up the world before they bring her into it. Oh, here's the Four of Wands. Page of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. I feel like that's realizing our own selfish ways. And really like being good stewards to each other and of the earth. Okay. Two of Swords and the Hangman wanted to come out together. Come together. And on this Page of Swords could also be like cutting out this selfish behavior. This is just, it's a conscientious energy. It's an energy of being conscientious. It's just like how Ebenezer Scrooge saw the ghost of Christmas Past and stuff. The Triple Goddess. I've been seeing a bit about the Triple Goddess. Not like a lot, but I've been seeing it a little bit more lately. Oh, King of Swords. We go from the Page of Swords to the King of Swords. Come on. Oh. The two kings. King of Swords, King of Cups. is coming out clarifying the star. This is the medicine. That's Aquarius and Scorpio energy. Aquarius and Scorpio. Scorpio is like communal things. Aquarius is like humanitarian. Again, it's kind of sort of the same energy. I think this can also be sort of cutting out all of that hoarderism, right? That insatiability, that inability to be satiated, which is insatiability. Hold on, wait. No, that was the sun. I was like, was that the strength card? Show me strength, please. Show me the strength. Oh, there we go. Is that the two of pennies? Yup. Two of pennies and the nine of pennies. Bottom of the deck is justice. So we got justice at the bottom of this deck and the ace of coins at the bottom of the other one. To create a world that is more fair and more just for everybody. To create a world where people give a F about not only other people, but sort of how they operate in the world. And the world in general, like, it's like for one to gain, one has to lose, right? But maybe we can change that question mark as we ground and center more abundance on the planet, as we get a little bit more conscientious. And it's also the case like that hoarding, right? Like, how long have people been hoarding throughout history? And then it's like, oh, there's not enough of this, there's not enough of that. But the kings and queens is still fat. Like, the kings and queens ain't struggling. They ain't hungry. The people who are more well off aren't hungry. They're not starving. So, and it's like they have more than they could do anything with. So, Two of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Four of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the King of Cups. The medicine for this is it isn't necessarily being completely selfless, but it's bringing a healthier balance between self-interests and self-serving and serving others. And there's a certain amount of compassion that needs to be involved because it seems like right now the primary truth that's held on to is, again, it's a dog eat dog world. There's not enough for everybody. It's about competition. It's about taking advantage of people. It's about taking. It's that, like, there are what did he say? And what's that what was it? There's like the takers and the tooken, and either you take or you get tooken from. Let me look it up because I actually want to. I can't even remember. Was it Raisin in the Sun? It might have been Raisin in the Sun. It might not have been Raisin in the Sun. I don't remember. Hey Siri, where's my phone? Hey Siri, where you at? Siri, where you at? Okay, I ain't gonna look it up. But it's that, like, there's the takers and the tooken energy. There are people who take and the people who get taken from. That he said tooken from. And he gave all his money to this one dude to make something happen, gave away money that wasn't even his, and he got taken advantage of. And it's like we supposedly left Hammurabi and his code of laws behind, an eye for an eye, because we know that an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind when it comes to, like, justice, but when it comes to pursuing goals, it's like it's still there. And again, it's like the predominant, the reigning frequency overall. It's this, like, me against the world type of energy. And when we came together, that's another thing that's, like, really interesting. It's that, like, a lot of woke quote unquote spiritual people came together to manifest 5D, manifest unity consciousness, manifest, a whole new world and all this other stuff. And then when things started to go down, their energy shifted, some of them, to, oh, it's the end of the world. No, some people were already seeing and preparing for that. But in my mind, if we really understood the power that we have, why wouldn't we do something more with it? And this is coming out in the space of the star. This is coming out in the space of the things that we manifest, the dreams that we, the wishes that we make, and the dreams that we dream, right? So it's like, why wouldn't we get a little bit more control over our minds, get a little bit more control over our emotions, and put that towards a world that isn't, what's around the world? Put that towards a world that isn't like messed up. You know what I mean? Let's see. I mean, it's the guest of the hour. We can't be talking about the world. Oh, well, here's Judgment in between the Conqueror of Swords and the Seven of Wands. And I don't know. I don't mind. Wow, we got 999. The Nine of Cups, Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Coins. Don't give up. And then behind that, in reverse. No, behind that is the World card. Okay, here's the World. The World is in between the Two of Swords and the Nine of Coins. The World is in between the Two of Swords and the Nine of Coins. We're going to do another round of this. Let's move these up here. Oops. Right. And that's what I was saying. I remember in like November or whenever that World War III stuff was going down. And I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, oh my gosh, like the world is looking so bleak, and I can't believe we're about to have World War III and blah, blah, blah. And I think I was live. I think that was a P3 when we did that. And I was like, if we really believe that we are this powerful, then regardless of what the world looks like on the outside, why would we why would we align our power with the World War III? And I'm hanged man enough that I don't mind putting my faith towards something that does not look like it will come to be. Faith is my legacy. That is what my family has left me. That is one of the many gifts that my lineage and my ancestors have cultivated and that they imparted within me. And faith, the size of a grain of a mustard seed, has the power to move mountains. And if it can move a mountain, enough people with some faith can get us to a better place. Okay? Yeah, me neither. I was like, what I aligned with, I was just like, the heart of humanity is different. I was like, nobody wants a World War III. Even the people who lost somebody, they don't want it either. It's like the hearts have changed. And it's like, oh, really? Well, let's see if they really have. And I feel like I still feel like they have. It's like Spirit has got the, what do you call them? The defibrillator, and trying to like shock it, bring it back to life. It's like, wake up. Okay, so again, we have the Nine of Coins, the World card, and the Two of Swords. And I love this Two of Swords card because there's the light moon and the dark moon. I don't know if you can see the lighter moon, kinda. There's the light moon and the dark moon. Very reminiscent of the High Sage. And it's like, whatever basket you put your eggs in is the one where the chicks will hatch. Or whatever, I don't know. Okay, let me try to remember what I'm looking for. The Nine of Coins. The Nine of Coins is already up here. So we're not going to get that one. But the Two of Swords and the... I guess I'll look for the Queen of Coins instead of the Nine of Coins because it's like the same energy. One is just more evolved than the other. So the Queen of Coins... Why are all these cards face down? Hello? Queen of Coins, the World, and the Two of Swords. Queen of Pentacles, the World, and the Two of Swords. Well, here's the World, the Three of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. Our inner children need to come online. Oh, that makes sense. That's why a lot of people were doing so much inner child healing, and that's why inner child healing was like a huge focus. That makes sense. And even in my dream, it's like the inner child was the solution to this inescapable race. But the inner child was the solution because the inner child still had an imagination. The inner child could fully trust and believe that there could be a way out of no way. And it didn't have the rational, matured adult mind to tell it that that's not possible and that's not going to work. And so when the inner children came along online, and look, there's the Two of Swords right there behind that Three of Pentacles. Yeah, stuck between either the Hangman or the Chariot. Girl, can't make it up. I forget what I was saying, but yeah, to a child, like anything is possible. Where's that Queen of Pentacles? Well, I guess we're not gonna get any medicine for this, because again, there is no Nine of Pentacles anyway. So we have around the Two of Swords is the Hangman and the Chariot. I feel like another thing that we kind of sort of have to let go of is, man, this is going to end up being really long, but that's fine. I mean, this is still relevant to the message that came out with the Court of Water, so I'll tack it all on here. But it's like, I want to, you know what? I'm going to just say it. If it triggers somebody, it triggers somebody. I don't think it's going to trigger anybody, but hey, if somebody get triggered, they get triggered. I feel like there's also potentially a little bit of a spiritual ego. A little bit of a I told you so. A little bit of a like, this is what I prepared for so long. And it's almost the space of crisis, but like an identity crisis, like a spiritual identity crisis of like, if this is what I've been preparing so long for, then like, what do I have now? What is my purpose? What is my functionality? And it's like sometimes we don't necessarily, it depends on what our relationship is. What this say? Wait, what? What this say? Hold up, y'all. Oops. Is it still poor? Oh, well, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but YouTube said I'm done, so I'm done. Well, if you can hear me, bye. That's where we're going to end this.